nearly tore down the Bloomington Knights. What will happen when the Black Stallion faces longtime rival John Johnson in the semifinal of the Primetime Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship Tournament? Following the heinous assault of Commissioner Lenny Lane by Billy Blaze and Mitch Paradise, we'll have an update on Lenny Lane's condition, and we'll hear from the culprits themselves when Body Beautiful speaks. Next on PTW. I gotta tell you, I was not wanting to see these two out here.
There's nothing more than I want to see.
Yeah, of course. But following their heinous assault on Lenny Lane, I
what
want
about the
nothing.
heinous actions of our commissioner trying to break up the duo of Body Beautiful? He can't stand their perfection. He envies these two. He envies them.
Nonetheless, welcome everybody. Welcome once again to Primetime Wrestling. We are here at the Bloomington Knights in picturesque Bloomington, Minnesota. What a night of action it is set to be, despite the, let's say, interruption by Body Beautiful.
Or your cranky mood, Mark. Just let it go, Mark. Just let it go.
You know, one man who has every right to be cranky is Lenny Lane after he was brutally assaulted with a chair, rendered nearly crippled in that arm. What is gonna happen from here on out, Donnie?
I want to see Lenny Lane tonight. I'm excited.
Oh, isn't Body Beautiful looking good tonight here at Primetime? I just want to tell you folks out there, it absolutely warms the heart of Mitch Paradise, especially in the holiday season when you poor people cash your welfare checks and bring it to Primetime Wrestling and spend all that money that you didn't earn on Mitch Paradise.
He sure is full of himself.
Hey, I'm really sorry about all those food stamp cuts. I'm sure you guys have a lot to be thankful for anyway. I can't think of a single thing. Give me that. I gotta give you a present, Mitch. I know all you kids out there are fighting your parents for stuff you didn't deserve. There's one person here that deserves a special Billy Blaze gift. My best friend in life. Open it up.
The love that these two share. Look at it on display, and Lenny wanted to destroy it.
And it's practical too. You can choke people with it and tie them up. You can do all kinds of stuff with it. And speaking of choking people and tying people up, let's do a little recap for some of the slower people here that might not remember what happened last month. I know it hurts, doesn't it?
Hey, that looks better on her than it did on you.
For those of you who haven't seen Mitch Paradise before, I got a couple rules. Number one, what I say goes.
That's right.
Number two, when I'm talking, you people shut your mouths.
Paradise with a rotten attitude towards this
Demanding
crowd.
respect. He's owed that respect.
Some mistakes were made last month in Primetime Wrestling. You don't let tards pick the matches.
He's talking about you again.
Everything goes sour when that happens. But you know what? Me and Billy Blaze came out smelling like roses.
What is the meaning of this? Why are they even out here, Donnie?
Commissioner Lane hurt his little one. Lenny Lane hurt his little arm.
So what happened? There was fines and suspension. Well, we broke Lenny's arm, and been suspended in a freaking sling, so pay attention.
Don't do that much.
How about this? The next person in this audience that distracts Mitch Paradise, I'm going to have security come over and ask you to leave.
That includes you too, Mark, so keep it shut and listen.
Shut your mouth. There's a lot of bad kids out there. I'm looking at each and every one of them. And I don't blame the schools. I don't blame the teachers. I blame bad parents. Because these kids aren't getting spanked like they were when I was growing up. Because when we were growing up, when Billy Blaze used a dirty word, and he did a lot, he got a what? He got a spanking! And when Mitch Paradise did what? I got spanked!
And if you people wouldn't be doing your jobs at home, me and Billy Blaze wouldn't have to come to primetime wrestling and keep these kids in line by giving someone a spanking. And tonight, me and Billy Blaze, known all over the world as Body Beautiful, are gonna spank a kid right here in the audience tonight.
Are they suggesting they're gonna...
Go find me a bad kid, cause tonight we spank
They
bad
guarantee
children.
it. They guarantee it. After what they did to Lenny Lane, as promised, it shows they'll happen when it comes to Body Beautiful.
I'm not sure if Body Beautiful is now scouting out the, I suppose, youngster who's to be spanked.
All these kids out here deserve it. Every last one of them.
You know, Donnie, how would you like your kid to be spanked?
What are the... Who turned out the lights?
Something. A fuse got blown. Or
Is that a...
wait a second.
I think that's a cloud.
A cloud?
It's like,
You're right, Donnie. And that cloud just struck Blaze with an object of some
it's
sort.
a chair. It's a steel chair, Mark.
Are you sure it's a cloud?
Look at the hair and look at the nose. How can it not be? You're the clown if you don't see that.
Fans, an incredible turn of
And now
events.
he's hightailing it out of the night.
A clown out of nowhere struck Billy Blaze with a chair, and it looks now like Paradise is... and the lights are back on. What in the world has just transpired?
This kind of animosity that Lenny Lane is festering in PTW to have fans come out, or clowns or whatever, and attack Billy Blaze from behind.
I don't think Lenny Lane had anything to do with
like Mitch
dispatching a clown out here to assault Billy Blaze.
When the inmates run the asylum, insanity will ensue.
And
And now look at Billy Blaze.
Billy Blaze being helped out by some primetime wrestling officials
He looks
here.
injured. The man is in tears. Show compassion.
Indeed, Blaze has been humiliated, being struck by a clown, and he looks to be in obvious pain here.
Who I hope. Everybody shut up.
Paradise is beside himself.
You know who I blame for this? You know who I blame that my partner just got jumped? Each and every one of you morons out there. Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me?
I didn't hear one person speak up. Not one person out there.
Well, he was lightning quick, was that clown.
There's a lot of laughter going on out there right now. It's disgusting.
But since Billy Blaze is hurt, shut up, motherfucker! Since Billy Blaze is hurt, I think Mitch Paradise should get the title shot tonight.
He was never beat in that tournament.
Here is Commissioner Lane.
I was excited to see it, but not right now. I mean, look at the sling on his arm. You get what you deserve.
His arm is in a sling, although he does look to be in good spirits.
What is going on in primetime wrestling?
What's Lane gonna do here?
He's not going to get near Paradise.
Ladies and
Hey, Lane, how does your arm feel?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, tonight I was supposed to make my return from my shoulder surgery from Dr. Andrews. Unfortunately, Last week I let my emotions get the best of me, and I went into a situation where you just don't win. Unfortunately now I've got a slight fracture in my forearm and I will not be able to wrestle tonight.
This is the best news of the holidays. A gift come early.
However,
Hey, Lenny, enough of your crying. How about getting me a title shot tonight? Miss Paradise! Do it! Paradise, I'm a champion with the whole. Look at this, buddy. One army!
well, unfortunately, if everybody can remember from last week, or last month rather, Billy Blaze defeated his good buddy, Mitch Paradise, in the middle of the ring, 1, 2, 3, to advance in the heavyweight championship title. Unfortunately, since Billy's not going to be able to compete tonight, that's just how it goes. We must continue on. And no, Mitch, you're not going to take his place.
No! That's so sad.
But you do have a match. It's going to be right now.
It better be a title match.
I've been waiting for this kid to come back here for a long time. He's been in Japan. He's been in Mexico. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't know this guy. Maybe some of you do, or are real intense wrestling fans, but I got a treat for you, Mitch. I'll tell you what. You get a W tonight, and maybe I'll consider not fining and suspending you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good night.
Despite that smile, Lenny Lane is a vindictive man.
And we're hearing some music now. I would assume the music of the latest, newest competitor here. A man who Lenny Lane says has been to Japan and all over the world.
You've done your scouting reports, have you not, Mark? Yes, he's talking about Big Sep. He's been on the radar of PTW for some time. He's official now.
And there is a great physique, a great build on this kid, Big Sep. There you see him making his primetime wrestling debut. I, for one, am quite excited by the new talent here in primetime wrestling.
I know we always say it that PTW is America's premier independent wrestling federation for fans. I was doubting it earlier when...
277 from Las Vegas, Nevada. Here. One half of Body Beautiful. Mitch
Paradise must be at least slightly disappointed by the lack of a title bout right now.
I'm disappointed. I'm sure he's even more so. It's competition like this.
Wait a minute. Since this is the holiday season, and I feel like giving... Mitch Paradise looks a little alone in there, doesn't he? Usually he comes out here every month with his boyfriend. Gets a little moral support. Who knows what else kind of support?
What is he doing back out here anyway?
You know, I think I'm going to do Mitch.
Leave, Lenny,
I don't
just
want
leave.
you to be alone tonight. These people don't want you to be alone tonight. I'm going to put somebody in your corner for you tonight, for you to help. This man seems to be a crowd favorite, but he doesn't get it yet. He's new. He's learning to wrestle as the matches go on.
Could he mean who I think he means?
I've heard a couple of you say his name. Tonight in your corner, Mitch. Maybe you could teach him something. This is Doug.
It is, and there has been rumblings throughout the Bloomington Nights before the matches about how Doug is... The people want to see Doug. They're oddly attracted to the skills and, quite frankly, the mannerisms of one Doug. And we're not even sure.
I'll admit it. The thing is, I jumped at us. He's captivating.
The question.
He's interesting, but is he?
Yes, he is captivating and
is he primetime
interesting.
wrestling material?
And the question remains: will he be an asset in the corner of Mitch Paradise?
I'm not gonna get I'm not paying into the swear jar right now, Mark. But you know that's a damn lie, Mark. He's a liability to Paradise. This new guy or new thing, new alien, Mark. Mark, he's not gonna help Paradise.
That's just the thing, is no one knows a thing about Doug, so how could Paradise possibly trust him in this situation? And what is up the sleeve of Lenny Lane?
I said it before, I'll say it again, because you weren't listening. He's vindictive.
There you see Doug next to that female fan. Still to come, fans of wrestling are going to enjoy this one. John Johnson and the Black Stallion.
It's another matchup. It's the semifinals in the World Heavyweight Championship Tournament.
Welcome back, fans, to Primetime Wrestling. There you see Doug and Mitch Paradise interacting.
Mitch Paradise is like a professor trying to solve equations and mathematician of the universe, trying to figure out what it is that makes up Doug and how he's going to not get in the way in this matchup, because that man or that thing is a liability.
Nonetheless, these two are gonna kick things off for us tonight. It looks to be about an even height distribution there. These two men lock up now. The weight advantage, though, would go to Paradise, who drives Sepp into the corner. Sepp ducks out of the way. Nicely done.
But see, you admit that, Mark, but what you won't admit is that now Mitch Paradise has to worry about Doug and what he's going to do at ringside, and who put him out there? Our commissioner, our vindictive commissioner.
Waistlock now by Paradise. Sepp's trying to wiggle out of that one, trying to power out of it now. Sepp looks to be very well built. It looks to me like his career in wrestling already is off to a nice start, and he's only going to go big places from here with Primetime Wrestling.
And he may have been around the world in Japan, the United States, and beyond, but he hasn't met the competition that emanates from the Bloomington Knights. That's Primetime Wrestling. It's the best in the world, and it is the reason we are the domain for live in-your-face action. And I want to remind everyone, I'm sure you do too, Mark, get your tickets in advance for these shows. They sell out quick. Get them at ptwrestling.com.
And that is the thing you want to do, because these shows, I got to tell you, it is a capacity crowd every time. These two men now are attempting, yes, the Greco-Roman knuckle lock.
We're going to see a test of strength and wills. Big Seth, the younger of the two, the upstart, is he going to have the fire within to take out the veteran? What is Doug doing?
Look at Paradise just overpowering.
Look at Doug's hands in the air.
Yes, Doug, in an interesting position, crouched down there, just peering over the apron, almost like he doesn't want to be seen. He is a very strange individual, this Doug.
It's almost like performance art. It's ridiculous.
In the meantime, in the ring, we do have a battle of wills, a test of strength that ended with a knee right to the gut and a rake to the eyes by the cagey Paradise.
And even if you won't show compassion to Mitch Paradise having Doug out there, at least show it to me, your counterpart here in the booth. The distraction of Doug is making it hard for me to call this matchup and not pay attention to that.
Oh, and he just drove the shoulder right into the midsection following the Irish whip.
That took the wind out of me as well, the expert applied shoulder.
Oh, and a chop to the chest, a knife-edge chop that rattled throughout the building. And he drives the cranium of Sepp right into that turnbuckle. And here the experience of Mitch Paradise is really showing off.
I've seen several tapes the committee here in the board of PTW gave to me of Big Sepp and his tours around the world and some of his American matchups, but I don't think he's ever taken on the likes of Mitch Paradise.
Certainly
this is a
not.
big test for Big Sepp.
Absolutely it is, and look at that expertly applied headlock now, and look at how he cinches it in. That grip is not going to relinquish. Paradise against the ropes, shoulder block, knocks down Sepp. Again, the weight advantage going to Paradise. And a nice hip toss there by Big Sepp. And maybe now momentum will be switching into the favor of Sepp here.
No, Big Sepp is just trying to take advantage of Mitch Paradise's current mental condition, considering the fact that his best friend, Billy Blaze, was assaulted by some guy in a clown getup, and now the commissioner has obviously got it out for him even more so. And now here's Doug coming up to him.
Here is Doug conferring with Paradise, perhaps delivering some wisdom, or perhaps Paradise was telling Doug something. I'm not sure.
Mitch Paradise does nothing but bestow wisdom. Listen, Mark, listen to the man speak once in a while. You might learn something.
And Paradise was able to get a leg of Sepp. He's trying to just yank him right out of there. And now Doug is getting in on the action. Well, Rob Page is being distracted by Paradise. I don't know if there's some pre-existing relationship between Doug and Paradise here.
No, you know there's not. Mitch Paradise would never be seen with Doug outside of PTW ring.
Series of knees now to the midsection. Paradise, he is still firmly in control of this matchup.
Ridiculous, Doug and Paradise and Billy conferring with each other.
Irish whip knocks down Sepp hard. Did you hear him? Did you hear the body, the frame, the massive frame of Sepp crash into those turnbuckles?
I did hear it, just like I hear you starting rumors all the time. You're the one who starts these.
Oh, give me a break.
And then deny away, Mark.
A boot now by Sepp.
Denying Paradise that corner opportunity.
Knife edge chop of his own. Has Paradise at least surprised enough to be able to lace in another one of those chops? Oh, and a fist.
Right to the temple.
And that is one battle that, I gotta be honest, you're not gonna win when you're up against Mitch Paradise, a battle of fists.
No, the battle of wills and strength is something, and intelligence, the most important, is something you will not beat Mitch Paradise in.
Mitch
Look
Paradise.
at him. Look at this.
He's instructing Doug now, and now Paradise is distracting Rob Page once again.
You know what you're seeing, Mark? You are seeing the Bobby Fischer of professional wrestling. Right now, Mitch Paradise is the master of chess when it comes to wrestling. He's playing Doug like a fiddle. Perfectly played. When life gives you a lemon, you make lemonade, don't you, Mitch?
Mitch Paradise raking at the face of Big Sepp, and he is screaming in agony. Was Doug just tickling the ref? I gotta say, it might do a world of good if Doug just got booted out of here. I don't think this is a very fair matchup. I think Rob Page has too much to deal with.
Impartiality for Mark. We are moving forward. You have won from step one, now to step two, and here comes Mitch. Give him that second boot to the breadbasket on Sepp.
How in the world is Sepp ever going to come back from this? He has had the wind systematically driven out of him over and over, and he looks to be in a daze at this point in the match. Oh, but he's coming back with everything he possibly has. A slap, a hard slap, but the crafty nature of Paradise squashes that in a moment with a rake to the face once again, and a scoop slam has Sepp right back down where he started.
Paradise collecting his wits, he's still emotional.
But Sepp able to move out of the way of the elbow attempt by Paradise.
And that wouldn't happen if our commissioner wouldn't allow people to assault his friend Billy Blaze in the ring, blatantly.
And as of yet, the only offense that Sepp has been able to mount has been the lack of Paradise's offense at moments, moving out of the way of elbows and things of that nature. Maybe this is the spot where he can really get momentum on his side.
Hey, give it credit where credit is due to the young Big Sep here. He sees those opportunities, and a lot of guys let them slip away.
And a DDT.
It's like that. See, Mitch Paradise got that. 2.
No.
It's just like that, though. Mitch Paradise got that moment of opportunity, that split second, and he took it. Big Sep is showing those flourishes throughout this matchup. I see good things in Big Sep's future if he keeps building on this. He's been paying attention in his travels.
And I think he's getting more and more woozy every time an offensive maneuver is done by Paradise. Goes for the pin attempt again. Or no, I'm sorry, he wasn't there.
It was an attempt on the pin. There's a dispute with Ron Page, who always seems to have, look, the shoulder.
No, I think he was actually had him by the throat. Which
1, 2, and
there was the pin attempt. Sep able to kick out after 2. A little bit of life still left in Big Sep.
I'm sorry, Mark. I didn't know you had to pull the leg to get an official pin here at
You don't have to necessarily pull the leg. You just can't choke the man.
I didn't see choking.
Of course you didn't. Knees now. Again, right into the midsection. And what I said about the wind being driven out of him, that's going to take every bit of life right out of you, along with those chops. How in the world can you possibly have any energy after receiving several kicks to the knees? Or kicks from the knees. Sorry, I'm just so intrigued by this weird thing going on with Doug.
He looks like he's playing the piano. Look at him now. He's in his own world. I want to know where this Doug comes from. We need to get more information, especially with our commissioner now deciding to put him out in matchups at random. We need more information on Doug with clowns mugging wrestlers and stuff like that going on.
And it looks like Paradise is trying the next level in this equation of taking the energy out of Sep with a big bear hug there. And he is just squeezing the life right out of Big Sep. You know, it's not often these days you see a good traditional bear hug anymore, but Paradise, I gotta say, is doing it with textbook style.
There's nothing wrong with tradition, and that is why Primetime Wrestling is the fastest growing promotion in Minnesota. One of the bastions of professional wrestling for over 50 years, and it's continuing right now in this ring.
Indeed, this is the premier independent wrestling federation for fans.
Back into that bear hug. See, that little mistake, he should have gotten a little bit of space between the two, collected himself.
Paradise.
Now he has him up in the air. All of that just pulling on the ribcage, crushing it.
And Paradise is not going to let up from this hold. And you got to ask yourself, how much longer is it going to be? It's got to be just a matter of time at this point before there's nothing left in the newcomer, Big Sep.
This is an important moment for Big Sep's career, to show much fortitude he has.
He's back on his feet at least now, able to inch his way downward back to the mat. That will relieve a little bit of the leverage on that bear hug.
Some of the best wrestlers in the world speak about the break.
Oh, wait now. Sep has broken out of it with some clubs to the back. Reversal there, and a spine buster.
Mitch Paradise's momentum continues. 1, 2, and...
I hate to use cliches, Donnie, but that truly was a devastating maneuver. That spine buster there. Arn Anderson would be proud.
I am proud to call Mitch Paradise my friend. A man who is...
What's Paradise going to do now?
It's not too often we see Paradise up on the rope.
Indeed, it's not, Donnie. This is not in Paradise's typical moveset.
Chloe kisses to the haters.
He was going to go for the double axe handle, but Big Sep caught him right in the breadbasket.
He's letting his emotions get the best of him, not being the smartest he can be.
He is, and Big Sep, that may have been the opening he needed, but now Paradise back to the midsection. What a drop kick by Sep. That takes Paradise off his feet. Yes, indeed, Donnie. That was exquisite forms. And the Irish whip to the corner.
Can he follow it up?
He can with a big splash. Big Sep's big splash there. And the running bulldog.
This isn't looking good for Paradise, but he... 1, 2, and...
Shades of Bret Hart with that running bulldog, Donnie. That was beautiful to watch. Big Sep really knows his stuff in that squared circle. It's becoming evident. We just needed that flash of offense for him to get some momentum, and these two are now duking it out.
I was speaking about it The best wrestlers in the world talk about the brink, and when you get to that point, can you come back and get the 3 count?
The pump handle has him up. Sep
It separates the goods from the greats like paradise.
And he just threw him. That was an incredible suplex. He just threw him halfway across the ring, Donnie.
You call it a suplex, I call it taking.
2. No.
I was gonna say taking out the trash, but at least the trash has been compacted.
Paradise has him up. No. Inside cradle. 1, 2. I thought this matchup might have ended on the inside cradle there, but Paradise able to kick out.
Parlor tricks do not work on Mitch Paradise. He's been on this rodeo too many times.
Look now. He's choking him with the wrist tape there.
I don't see anything.
What's that white strip of tape coming off of his hand then?
I don't.
Oh, and
I
now
see it on the ground there next to him. He might have been in the hands of Doug. Doug might have taken it off of him. I'm sorry, I was looking at my notes, Mark. I was getting a little more information on Big Sep.
Big Sep back to his feet. The referee talking to him, making sure he's still good to continue here. And Doug is in the ring now. Let's get that guy out there, that whatever he is, out of there. That space alien.
Doug is just. What is Doug doing? Is he dead?
And he just poked Mitch Paradise.
He just poked him in the eyes. 2, 3.
Incredible tournament events here. Not since 1939's Three Stooges episode of Disorder in the Court have I seen an eye gouge like that. That was humorous and effective.
It is absolutely ridiculous, and the smile on your face. You're a deplorable human being.
Old Abbot Photography presents the shot of the night. Here you see it again.
That poke to the eyes that I'm concerned about Paradise's vision. It was enough to
and Doug's proud of himself.
To get the 3 count. Paradise might be blind.
The shot of the night was brought to you by Old Abbot Photography. Visit the award-winning storytellers at oldabbot.com. Impressive debut for Big Sep. Next time on Primetime Wrestling, it'll be a semifinal matchup in the World Heavyweight Championship Tournament, Rennie D and Cody Rice. But coming up next, John Johnson and the Black Stallion butt heads yet again.
This time, championship gold is on the line.
Laszlo, you're late. We're never gonna make it to the show on time.
Don't worry about it. We got plenty of time. Just gotta get a quick oil change at Freeway Ford, and we'll be on our way to the matches.
We don't have that kind of time.
They can do it quick and easy. Phil, good to see you, man. Hey, we need an oil change. We need it right now. Can you help us out?
Don't worry, I'll get you right in.
Fantastic. Told you so.
Bring your car to the Freeway Ford Quick Lube. For only $29.95, we will perform a checkup that includes oil and filter change, tire check, brake check, and topping off your fluids. Mention the Primetime Wrestling Aria Davari special, and with your oil change, receive a free tire rotation.
See, I told you they were fast. 1, 2, 3.
You were right. Hey, now we got time for you to shave my back.
We sure do. We sure do.
Thanks for being with us, fans. This is sure to be an exciting matchup here in the Primetime Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship Tournament. There you see John Johnson, a man who's who's no stranger to that squared circle.
No, he has been doing it since 2002, and since that debut, John Johnson has been proving the detractors, the doubters wrong, and making a name for himself as the man, the it factor in primetime wrestling.
There you see Johnson talking to some fans, and he just dumped the pop guard over, and he splashed that lady.
Showing the respect to them that they show to him, Mark. You get what you deserve.
She is absolutely in shock, and that's the kind of character that John Johnson is.
I would be shocked to see anything different.
There you see the brackets in the World Heavyweight Championship tournament, Donnie.
I see Mitch Paradise and a false loss to Nikki 3. That's what I see.
Of course, the winner of this matchup will go on to face the winner of the Cody Rice Rennie D matchup.
Big implications in both of those matchups. But this one is a battle of the bulls. The misfit John Johnson. He is one of the toughest hombres in the Wild West of PTW.
Primetime Wrestling is brought to you tonight by Budweiser, who would like to remind you, responsibility matters. And Freeway Ford Bloomington, your way at Freeway. Visit freewayford.net. And Fat Lorenzo's Pizza, Pasta, Hoagies, Italian in a big way.
John Johnson wants it in a big way right now. He's got championship gold in his eyes.
There you see one of the favorites here in primetime wrestling, a man who has been at it since 1999, the Black Stallion.
I don't want to take anything away from the young heartthrob Cody Rice or Rennie D, but John Johnson only really has one man in his way from becoming the next primetime wrestling world heavyweight champion in this tournament.
And that man is the Black Stallion.
Indeed, Mark, you took the words out of my mouth, that or you read my script.
A determined entrance, it would seem, by the Black Stallion, who means business here. Of course, as I said before, this match has huge implications. I mean, the championship is only a couple matches away at this point.
It is getting so close, we're about to hit white hot.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match is scheduled for one fall, 50-minute time limit. In the blue trunks, weighing in at 265 pounds from Boston, Massachusetts, he is John Johnson!
Mostly negative reaction for Johnson here. He does have a couple of loyal fans.
Popcorn on the head for them.
And his opponent, weighing in at 252 pounds, from Dallas, Texas, he is the Black Stallion!
There's a conspiracy. No one mentions he's the wild card match winner. It's a fluke.
Nevertheless, we'll have this matchup coming up right here on PTW.
What's shaking, Mr. Rice?
Big show, big appetite.
The regular pre-show for Lorenzo's meatball hoagie?
That's right. Have the cook throw an extra meatball on there for me. I have a big match tonight.
Hoagie for you, Mr. Blaze?
Does it look like this body eats hoagies?
Can I get your salad?
Biggest salad you got?
I'm Cody Rice, and you may know me as the Husky Heartthrob from Primetime Wrestling. Before every show, I have a little appetite, so I head to the Bloomington Fat Lorenzo's for a meatball hoagie.
Still awaiting the start of this matchup as Johnson has been spending most of his time jaw-jacking with the fans and throwing popcorn about the ringside area, I should say. The Black Stallion just wants to get this thing going. He's gonna go follow Johnson and get it going himself outside of the ring. These two men are duking it out by the ring announcer's table. Donnie, this is an exciting start to the match. I'm not even sure if the bell is rung yet.
I have not heard the bell officially ring in this matchup. So from my vantage point, Mark, this is nothing more than low-down, dirty tricks that are always being perpetrated by the Black Stallion.
I must say it's not the world's greatest strategy. The referee might decide to call this a double disqualification if things get too out of hand.
For those who really know the Black Stallion, you know the initials BS don't stand for Black Stallion. They stand for one thing, backstabber. He is a backstabber. Always there with the dagger right in your back like he's doing to Cha-Cha.
And he just hit him with a beverage of some kind.
A pitcher of beer to the face? And you get irate about some popcorn.
I gotta tell you, the Prime Time Wrestling board is gonna have some checks to write out after this one.
The bell hasn't rung. This match is not official at this point.
Johnson knocks down the ring steps and now hammers the Black Stallion to the back of the melon, drives him down to the canvas.
Just evening up the score for...
This is absolute chaos.
Right into the corner, right into the small of the back of the Stallion.
Watch out. Johnson, I think, has a chair.
Some ladder he must have...
And he just... My goodness, right to the kidney.
That could send you to the hospital real quick.
Stallion counters with a knee to the gut, staves off Johnson, at least momentarily here.
They are separated a little bit here. These guys are going everywhere. The match has not started already.
Look at it again. Here's what happened.
Mark, let it be said, we are replaying this action, and the match has not started. Look at this, and the kidney shot.
Never before have I seen such a brutal attack. I'm not sure why the referee at this point is allowing this to continue.
I think it's simply...
fist to the head.
I think it's very simple, Mark, and I'll do it for you, your job, and I'll figure it out. I'll put the numbers together. You cannot contain these two, and Jimmy the ref is smarter than you and knows that, and is just going to try and corral these two balls back into the pen rather than push them.
Well said. I'm glad to say now the Black Stallion has brought things back into the ring, and he's going to allow Johnson to enter on his own accord.
No, he's bringing him in. He's pulling his head in. The matchup hasn't started.
Indeed, there will be no hair pulling in this matchup.
More unfair clubbings and shots by Stallion.
He's going to bring him in the hard way, it looks like. But Johnson cannot, he can't get him over there. Oh, he just pulled the arm down over that top rope. May have hyperextended to something in that arm of the Black Stallion.
Not a man of details, are you, Mark? There's the bell.
There you hear the ring bell. We are going to officially kick this off.
You saw that beautiful wrist, though. He turned it as he brought it down on the Stallion for maximum effectiveness. Speaking of that, a pin attempt, is it not?
This is an intense encounter here between these two. They are no stranger to each other. We've seen them in that strap match before. And that was an absolutely brutal encounter.
That match is still spoken about by fans here in PTW.
It will go down as one of the most epic showdowns in primetime wrestling history, and it solidified these two as, I dare say, the most exciting and intense rivalry in all of PTW.
John Johnson is called the Misfit, but in reality, He is the one. He is the unifier in primetime wrestling. Look at that. Most dominant force, the it factor here in primetime wrestling.
Dominating clubs to the back, sent the Black Stallion down. And he's got him in a precarious position here. And Jimmy the ref, come on, break that hold now.
Come on, you think...
That was 8 or 9 seconds,
You
Donnie.
were laughing at the matchup earlier. We still haven't gotten word on Mitch Paradise's vision and the possible injuries by the assault Doug perpetrated on him. And you're going to sit here and...
Well, I got to say,
you're going to tell me that after the Black Stallion mugged John Johnson before the matchup, a choke pin attempt or something like that in the corner, is it just evening up the score?
I will say that Jimmy the ref is allowing a great deal of flexibility with bending the rules at this juncture.
No choice about it.
This is an important matchup. This is a semifinal matchup.
This is the most important semifinal matchup. Both of these men.
Well, quite frankly, Donnie, there must be a winner here to face the winner of that Cody Rice-Rennie D matchup coming up.
And next time on Primetime Wrestling, it will be incredible.
Black Stallion now. What's he gonna do here? Thanks again for being with us, everybody. We'd like to remind you to get tickets for these live events at the German Suplex at ptwrestling.com if you want to see great action like this. The Black Stallion kicked out of that pinfall attempt following the German suplex. Still nothing doing there. He is absolutely... I've never seen quite a nice hook to the leg, I gotta say. I'm amazed with the skills, the in-ring skills of John Johnson. And he has wrenching at the mouth now and the lips of the Black Stallion. He has almost a vendetta against this man.
Stallion is a ring veteran. He has been wrestling for over 15 years now. He doesn't surprise me too often, but kicking out as he just did there, he surprised me once again.
And he's now cutting off the blood circulation to the brain.
No longer, though. Stallion gets the separation. Oh, you see him favoring that shoulder.
Indeed he is. Stallion went for a lariat there. Johnson reversed the momentum and countered with a clothesline. 1, 2. No. 2 count again. He's gonna have to do a little bit more. Oh, and he has him now in that dreaded camel clutch. And the Black Stallion is all the way down on the mat.
Look at the placement of the feet. He's putting all the weight right into the lower back and then pulling, wrenching on the neck of the Stallion. Is he tapping?
No, he did. He
that
wasn't.
Some of that
No, Johnson's grabbing the ear, though. He is arching that back, bending him like a pretzel.
That amateur background Johnson puts on display often in primetime wrestling, and he uses it to such great effect.
And look now as he positions the arm behind his own for additional leverage.
John Johnson is a professional since 2002 in this sport, but he has never held the PTW championship. And I feel that John Johnson is now just hitting his prime.
Irish whip of the Stallion. He sends him into the corner. But the Stallion, with a beautifully placed kick, knocks down Johnson once again.
A second shoulder tackle, but he's doing it to the shoulder that he's favoring.
Johnson is quickly back to his feet. Stallion picks him right up. Is he gonna tombstone him? No. Johnson slips out, and he has him back in that sleeper hold.
Mark, what's the name of the big fella in that book of Mice and Men? Is it Lenny? I believe it's Lenny.
I'm not sure, but I think you're right.
Black Stallion is Lenny. He's definitely not the brightest bulb. That's for sure. Not always making the wisest decisions, but he is a powerhouse, make no doubt about it.
He goes for the stampede and he connects. There is a powerhouse move if I've ever seen one. Cover him, Stallion.
1, 2, 3.
No. How in the world did John Johnson kick out? There you saw it again.
Here in slow motion, the impact.
The reverse angle showed it all right there, Donnie. The Stallion now is in firm control following that stampede, that signature kick.
It wasn't enough of control to get the matchup won. Johnson is going to capitalize if he...
That is the way to do it. He reversed the momentum just as quickly as it was out of his favor by driving the Stallion down hard.
Look at the look on Stallion's face.
Stallion back to his feet, as is Johnson. Johnson quickly back.
It's all payback for that pre-match mugging. that Stallion took upon himself as John Johnson prepared himself for what is, and I'm sure in his mind and is in mine, the biggest matchup in his career as he heads to become the next Primetime Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion.
The Black Stallion doing everything he can to try to get out of this position that he's found himself in. Johnson up, he's gonna superplex him right off of that second turnbuckle.
You don't get up from this.
No.
Can Stallion
no! Incredible impact delivered by John Johnson, although I think he may have absorbed some of that impact himself.
It's high risk, high reward when you start playing on the top rope.
Jimmy the ref now counting both men. They have to the count of 10 to make it to their feet. One of them does, I should say. Here you see it again. My God, the whole ring shook. Did you see that? Amazing.
In slow motion, the entire ring shaking. Jimmy the ref launched in the air like a rocket.
Almost aftershocks sent Jimmy the ref flying.
It looks to me like one of the shoes of Jimmy the ref is now untied. His shoe might be loose from that impact.
Indeed, on the Richter scale, that's one that's gonna unknot a few shoelaces. The Stallion now also trying to get back to his feet. Johnson sitting in the corner.
Both men, I think, are on fumes. They're definitely just working on instinct.
Indeed. Winded, I think, would be an understatement at this point. Wait a second. Arya Davari's made his way to the ring. He is in the ring. Johnson taking exception.
Whoa! I think emotions between the world champion and the man who sees himself as the next champion.
And now a shoving match going on.
Oh!
And Arya Davari just clocked the ref. What in the hell is going on here?
Whoa, no!
Johnson picks up Davari.
He's gonna go for the Celtic cutter on.
Oh, and he super kicked the Black Stallion. Davari was going for Johnson in a strange turn of events. Davari came out here trying to assist Johnson. Johnson did not like it one bit.
Excuse me as I pick my jaw up off of the floor.
He has covered the Stallion, but here's another rep. Johnson wins. After the count by a second Primetime Wrestling official. John Johnson has won. But what does this mean for these friends? Or should I say former friends?
I think we might have seen the end of these of Arya Davari and John Johnson.
You don't ever touch the other guy again. You understand me?
Johnson saying he had this.
Stay back there. I don't need you. I don't need you out here.
Come to me anyway. Without me, you'd be Stone Jabroni opening the damn show. You're lucky to be associated with me. You're lucky.
I knew Letty Lane was gonna get. He was smiling in the back.
Who in this place is sick and tired of Arya Davari? Let me tell you why I am. Primetime Wrestling is full of talent. Guys trying to get in here and make a name for themselves. I've got a guy here who's been driving all the way from Iowa 5 hours to wrestle the Tangerine Dream, Ricky Love. He's doing everything right. And every Monday he comes up to me and he goes, Lenny Lane, do you have a spot for me? And I said, you know, it's still nightly. It's still nightly. Maybe next month. Maybe next month. Well, I'll tell you what. I might have a spot for Ricky Love. And Arya, it's your spot.
Whoa!
Let me ask the crowd if they agree with me here.
What does he mean his spot?
Let me ask you first. Tonight, Arya Davari, I know you had a little jealous issues with your buddy there.
I'm not jealous of him.
Well, sure you are, because you're not in the championship bracket anymore, and so is he. I'll tell you what, Arya Davari,
just throwing barbs.
And the main event is going to be you against an The winner stays, the loser leaves.
He meant...
Can he be serious? Does he mean primetime wrestling?
Let me remind you of something, Aria Davari. Last month, I incorporated a swear jar right here at Primetime Wrestling. I want anybody, kids, parents, anybody, to go to Laszlo if they hear one of the wrestlers swearing and they've got to put $5 in the tip jar, and at the last show in May, we're giving that tip jar to somebody right here at Primetime Wrestling.
Has Lenny Lane instituted a loser leaves town match?
Enacted the chip trip jar. Guess what? It's up to $30, and you're the one who's contributed all the money.
How's he gonna contribute if he's not a part of primetime wrestling anymore?
So because of your shenanigans and tomfoolery, if you're not on top of your game, maybe your last night here in Primetime Championship Wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, have a good night.
I, for one, am speechless. Fans, next time on Primetime Wrestling, the winner stays, the loser leaves. Ricky Love and Aria Davari. Donnie.
I'm suffering from hysterical blindness. I can't see. Likely just like Mitch Paradise because of the poke, and now Lenny lays in the poke on all of us.